Guys, there are spoilers for this film and this review, so if you don't want to get murdered by hillbillies, go watch the film, then come back. You have been warned. Hey guys, and welcome back to an episode of Off the Shelf. I'm your host, Momentum HD, and this week, what we found off the shelf was...
Oh, look, I'm gonna wedge it from that side, and you pull him out. Take it up! Get off me! No, face on the top!
Dale, what are you doing?
I'm taking a crapper hoe.
You mind if I help?
He's making her dig her own grave. There's no rules out here. It's us against them. Oh, good, look, your friends are here. These kids are coming out here and they're killing themselves all over the woods. You okay? I'm on fire! No, don't use that.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil, released in 2010. It was directed and co-written by Eli Craig, starring Tyler Labine, Alan Tudyk, Katrina Bowden, and Jesse Moss. And let me tell you guys, it was a real doozy of a movie.
A real doozy of a movie.
Yeah, it was real doozy. But this is a horror. I wouldn't even. It's a comedy horror movie, right? I would say that this movie is just a full-on comedy, right? I mean, yeah, there's like gore and there's like horror tropes, but they're kind of flipped upside down. So essentially, this film has the everyday horror tropes like, oh, the hillbillies and like the college kids going out, like on fucking holiday or whatever, and then they get killed. But they kind of twist it on its head where the kids are crazy and the hillbillies are just like normal, like sweet guys, right? They're just normal dudes who are like, why the fuck are these kids killing themselves, right? And it's really funny because, I mean, obviously, the, like, crazy hillbilly trope, like Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw. There's a lot of movies with, like, crazy hillbilly killers, right? I mean, Hills Have Eyes is a little unique. They're kind of, like, weird mutant people, but whatever. They're still hillbillies. But here's the thing. I really like how this film, the evil that Tucker and Dale are fighting is, like, the leader of the kids group. Like, I'd say the other kids, they're just kind of stupid, right? They're, like, really stupid, right? Like, all of them are incredibly stupid. Except the leader of the group, who is absolutely insane. He's just crazy, right? And he's just, like, it ramps up as the movie goes on. He just gets crazier and crazier and crazier, right? And I really like that subversion of expectations, I really like that, because even at the beginning of the film, they established that Tucker and Dale are just normal dudes, right? They're just normal dudes, but the kids don't know that, right? And then, one of the kids falls into the water, and then Dale saves her, and then Tucker, Alan Tudyk, he goes, "We got your friend! We got your friend." And then, like, they got Allison, and they start running away, and I was just like, God damn it, why are they running away? The movie is just really funny. I honestly think this is probably the funniest horror comedy I've ever seen. Because, like, none of it's, like, cheap comedy, I guess. Like, it's all funny, right? And it's all cleverly written. It's like, and it all makes sense. Like, obviously the joke of, oh, these kids are stupid, and they're all killing themselves while trying to attack these hillbillies who are just trying to, like, live in their vacation home cabin in the woods, right? Obviously, that joke could get a little old, right? But it doesn't, because it's well written, in my opinion. Because there's different jokes for each scene, right? They're not all the same joke. Like, obviously, the kids killing themselves in ridiculous ways, they're not all done the same way, though. Like, obviously, there's a kid who so this kid, like, tries to approach the cabin to talk to Tucker and Dale, and then fucking Alan Tudyk just comes out because he saw through a log that had a bee's nest in it, and he just starts getting attacked by bees, and he does the fucking Leatherface chainsaw dance, and then the kid's like, run for your lives, and then he runs, and then he impales himself onto a wooden spike that is just in the woods, and the way the kids kill themselves are very different. There's literally a scene where, like, they have a plan to take down the hillbillies and rescue their friend, which she doesn't need rescuing, because she's, like, befriended them, right? But they don't know that, right? Again, the kids don't know that they're just normal dudes. So then one guy tries to kill Dale, and he misses, and he falls into the shitter hole, as it was called, for an outhouse, and he impales himself on a wooden spear. And the other dude, Alan Tudyk, is, like, putting wood into a wood chipper, and then, so he's gonna charge at him, right? And then Alan Tudyk, like, unknowingly dodges him to grab another piece of wood, and he just dives headfirst into a wood chipper. And it's just, like, and then Alan Tudyk tries to pull him out of the wood chipper, and as, like, half of his body has been shredded, he's like, are you okay? It's like... It's just funny, okay? I don't know how to describe it. Just watch the movie, and you'll get it, because it's hilarious. I had a great time. I don't think there was a moment in this movie where I was bored, or a joke did. I think every joke in this movie landed for me. Like, every joke landed. And I really liked the dynamic between Tucker and Dale. I really liked the dynamic between Allison, Katrina Bowden's character, and Dale. I also liked how evil and crazy Jesse Moss's character, he fucking turned into Two-Face at the end of the movie. He, like, had a burned side of his face, and then, if you don't know, obviously at the beginning of the movie, they show a found footage clip, of, like, these two people, like, exploring, like, I guess it was the burned down cabin, right? And then somebody attacks them and kills them, right? And they see they have a burned face, and at the end of the movie, they say that the unhinged killer was never found. Because at the beginning of the movie, because it shows 3 days ago after they show that clip. So it shows that he's not dead and he's still out there, right? And he's completely lost it, and he's just killing innocent people now. But also, unfortunately, that could have left it open for a sequel, right? You know, him coming back for revenge, you know? Because also he liked Katrina Bowden's character. He liked her, but she didn't like him because he was unhinged and crazy. So she gets with Dale, right? So obviously, like, you know, in his eyes, Dale took everything from him, right? So obviously, maybe if they made a sequel, he would come back for revenge, trying to kill Tucker and Dale and Allison again, right? But unfortunately, there was apparently, like, 10 years ago, there was a sequel in the works, but it's been 15 years, no sequel, so unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Which is unfortunate, but apparently, Alan Tudyk, I don't know if this is true or not, but Alan Tudyk did say he read the script and he was disappointed by it, and he didn't want to do it. So maybe it's best they just left it. Because, I mean, I like Alan Tudyk, and if he doesn't think it's great, if it disappointed him, then maybe it would have disappointed me. But, and another thing, they explain, there's the big reveal at the end of the movie, so why Jesse Moss's character, Chad, is so crazy. Well, because they talk about the Memorial Day Massacre the whole movie. Right? They talk about it the whole movie, and that's Chad's main leading motivation for why he hates Tucker and Dale, because he hates hillbillies. He's, like, racist towards hillbillies, pretty much. He just thinks they're all filth, and they're all evil, right? I don't know about racist. He's discriminatory, I guess, against hillbillies, I guess. He wants them all dead, right? He hates hillbillies with passion, because his mother, it was, like, a similar situation that they're in. They were in college kids, and she was able to get away, but every other one of her friends, including his so-called father, were murdered by the hillbillies, but it's revealed at the end that his father was, like, a murderer, rapist, hillbilly, right? So he's half hillbilly, right? So that's why he's got the evil in him, because he was a product of evil, right? That's the big reveal at the end. And he's like, no, that's impossible. That can't be! And then he falls out the window after trying to rev his chainsaw again. But he fell into a bale of hay, right? And that could break your fall. And again, they never found him, and he did kill 2 innocent people at the beginning of the movie. So it's just assuming that he's just an insane serial killer now, with a burned side of his face. But yeah, I think that the movie's story is simple, but I think also, you know, the phrase, beauty and simplicity. You know, beauty and simplicity. I think that this film is simple and it's effective, right? Like, you don't need a super complex plot for this movie. Essentially, the plot of this movie is that these kids think that these hillbillies are trying to kill them, and these hillbillies think these kids are trying to kill themselves. Right? That's the plot of the movie. Like in a very, very, very simplified, 2 sentences, right? Or like a phrase. But I just think it's a very good time. So this film, even though, I have spoiled everything, if you've prevailed through the video and you still think you could get enjoyment out of this film after I've described everything, I would highly, highly recommend this film. It's a romp, it's a good time, you know, it's a fun time, it's very funny, it's very entertaining, and overall it's just a good movie, right? And I really like the director, Eli Craig. He's got a new movie coming out. The director of this movie, Eli Craig, he's got a new movie coming out called The Clown in the Cornfield, and that's what inspired me to watch this movie. You know, because it's been nearly 10 years since his last movie, 2017. He released something called, I think it was called The Evil, or something like that. I don't really remember, but it was a long time ago. It was a while since he released his last film. So the release of his new film inspired me to watch his, you know, cult classic horror comedy, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I've actually heard of it before, but I never really even knew what it was about. Right, but I think, honestly, it exceeded all expectations. With that being said, what would I rate this film? I rate this film an 8 out of 10. I rate this film an 8 out of 10, okay? Yeah, I think God's said what I need to say. Thanks for peace. So, guys, hope you like this video. Share with friends, subscribe, notifications on. Comment down below if you liked it. But that is exactly what I meant to say. And I hope you guys tune in for the next video. Okay, so guys, I hope you liked this video. Share with friends, subscribe, comment down below if you liked it. And I've been with my HD off to throw myself into a wood chipper. Oh yeah, there's also a scene in the movie where it's like where they're talking about fishing. And it's like, I never even liked fishing. It was Dale talking to Tucker, and he's like, what? He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I guess I like it, kind of, but like, I'm sorry, did it hurt your feelings? He's like, yeah, you kind of did. I don't know, it's just funny. It's just, honestly, Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine have really good chemistry. They just have really good chemistry. I don't know.